Welcome to Mexico City, Mexico, also known as the City of Palaces. Now this video will provide 10 reasons why people love Mexico City. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to Mexico City, Mexico. Population around 9 million. Now just for context, we have a map here. We have circled Mexico City. Mexico City is 5 hours from Acapulco and 6 hours from Oaxaca. Now this video will provide 10 reasons why people love Mexico City. People love Mexico City because of the Zocalo, better known as Constitution Square. The beating heart of Mexico City is Zocalo, the Plaza de la Constitución, otherwise known as Constitution Square, where the country's first constitution was proclaimed in 1813. Measuring some 240 meters in each direction, it's one of the world's largest squares and was laid out almost immediately after the conquest of the former Aztec city of Tenochtitlan, on which it stands. In the early colonial period, the square served a variety of purposes, including as a bullfighting arena and market, while today it's used for festivals, parades, and demonstrations. Dominated by three of the city's most visited tourist attractions, the National Palace, the Metropolitan Cathedral, and the Templo Mayor. With its Aztec relics, Zocalo is the perfect place to begin exploring this historic city. People love Mexico City because of the National Museum of Anthropology. One of the most important of its kind in the world, the National Museum of Anthropology lies in Chapultepec Park and is hard to miss due to the huge monolithic figure marking its entrance. Built in 1964, this strikingly successful example of contemporary architecture is famous for its magnificent display of old Indian art treasures, most notably in the central patio, part of which is roofed by a gigantic stone shelter supported by an 11-meter-tall column with waterfalls symbolizing the eternal cycle of life. As spectacular as the building itself is, its vast collection, which includes archaeological finds from extinct Indian cultures, along with details of the lifestyles of contemporary Indian inhabitants of Mexico. People of Mexico City because of the Templo Mayor and the Great Pyramid of Tenochtitlan. Despite the widespread destruction after the defeat of the Aztecs, a number of their important historic sites have been unearthed and put on display in recent years. The most important site is Templo Mayor, home of the remains of the Great Temple of Tenochtitlan, including the first relic discovered in 1978, a finely sculpted round disc more than 3 meters in diameter and weighing 8.5 tons. Further excavations, including the summit platform of an earlier pyramid with well-preserved temple walls, along with the skulls of sacrificial victims, indicate the temple site had been built over by the Aztecs and their predecessors 11 times. People love Mexico City because of the Palace of the Fine Arts. One of Mexico City's most important cultural landmarks, the Palace of Fine Arts, is an architectural gem. Towering over the adjacent park, this massive marble building, designed by Italian architect Adamo Biari with Art Nouveau and Art Deco influences, was completed in 1934 and is so heavy that it has sunk more than 4 meters, despite attempting to lighten it up by removing part of the huge dome. The palace serves as an opera house and concert hall, hosting a variety of traditional and international dance and operatic productions. But many visitors also come here to view the impressive murals adorning its interior by famous artists such as Diego Rivera and David Alfaro. People of Mexico City because of the Mexico City Metropolitan Cathedral. Dominating Zocalo Square, the massive Mexico City Metropolitan Cathedral is one of the oldest and largest churches in the Western Hemisphere. Built atop part of the old Aztec temple precinct, construction of this massive gray sandstone structure began in 1525 and extended over 250 years. In spite of the two neoclassical towers and certain other features, the facade creates a predominantly Baroque impression with its massive twisted columns. Standout features are the bell tower, added in 1793, and the statues of faith, hope, and charity on the clock tower, dating from 1813. People of Mexico City because of the National Palace. Occupying the east side of Mexico City's main square, the Zocalo, the immense National Palace, built of reddish stone and boasting a 200-meter-long facade, is the official residence of the president. Built on top of an Aztec palace, it was the seat of the Spanish viceroys during the colonial period and has been much altered and enlarged over the years. One of the oldest and finest buildings in the city, it includes such notable features as the Freedom Bell, rung on September 15, 1810 at the start of the War of Independence. The palace boasts many handsome rooms laid out around its 14 courtyards, some accessible to visitors, and the most notable being the arcaded Grand Courtyard with its fine frescoes depicting the country's rich history. Don't miss the History of Mexico mural by Diego Rivera, which adorns the grand staircase. People love Mexico City because of Chapultepec Park. Chapultepec Park is Mexico City's principal park and covering an area of more than 4 square kilometers. It is also its largest. Once a stronghold of the Toltecs, it was here in AD 1200 that the Aztecs settled and, according to legend, laid out a park in the early 15th century. Over time, the hill became a summer residence of the Aztec rulers, with water from its springs conveyed to the temple precinct in the capital by means of an aqueduct. Portraits of the Aztec rulers were carved on the slopes of the hill, remnants of which can still be seen. People of Mexico City because of Paseo de la Reforma and Angel of Independence. The principal east-west traffic artery in Mexico City, Paseo de la Reforma, extends for 15 kilometers from Tecalico to the residential district of Las Lomas, but is best known for the stretch from Avenida Benito Juarez to Chapultepec Park. Here, this attractive boulevard widens to 60 meters with a pleasant green strip in the middle containing busts and monuments to numerous national heroes. While now largely known as a busy entertainment and shopping area, this magnificent avenue, laid out during the reign of Emperor Maximilian, is home to a number of important attractions, most notably the massive Independence Monument, also known as El Angel, for the figure of a winged goddess of victory standing atop its tall 36-meter column. People of Mexico City because of the National History Museum. Another of Mexico City's world-class attractions is the National History Museum, housed in the 18th century Chapultepec Castle on a site once occupied by Aztec buildings and later a Spanish hermitage. The museum opened in 1944 and is home to an impressive collection of pre-Columbian material and reproductions of old manuscripts, as well as a vast range of exhibits illustrating the history of Mexico since the Spanish conquest. People of Mexico City because of the Basilica of Our Lady of Guadalupe. Said to have attracted its first pilgrims once it opened in 1531, the Roman Catholic Basilica of Our Lady of Guadalupe attracts millions of visitors and worshippers each year, particularly during the feast day, December 12th. Built adjacent to the hill where the Virgin Mary is said to have appeared, the site consists of a complex of buildings overlooking a broad public square adorned with a number of interesting modern sculptures, including a large concrete cross with a unique clock and chime. The reasons provided in this video are not all the reasons why people love Mexico City. If you've got a reason why you love Mexico City, pop it in the comments section. I'll make another video. I hope you enjoyed the video. Ciao for now!